Oh, the girls want curls without the crunch. Today we're going to talk about how to define the curls without the crunch. Is that your thing? Do you like non-crunchy wash and goes? If you've been here for a while, you already know we do wash and goes over here. We do wash and goes over here. I don't go around serving up wash and goes without crunch often, but I like the crunch with a little extra crunch sprinkled on top. So, preference, we all have our personal preference. Is that a thing? Here's what I would do if I wanted to define my curls without the crunch.
Let's go ahead and establish how we're going to use the term crunch today. There are two different types of crunch. You have the gel cast crunch, which to me, that's the good crunch. And then you have the unwanted stiffness crunch. That's the one we're going to talk about today. Now, let's talk about why crunch happens and how do we avoid it. From heavy gels and improper application to lack of moisture, there are a few things that can lead you straight to a hard cast. And in order to avoid that crunch, you're going to want to stick to lightweight or anti-crunch products like creams, mousses, custards, things like that. Since we know crunch can come from lack of moisture, pairing your styler with a leave-in underneath is also a good way to keep from running into the crunch. It adds that extra layer of moisture between your hair and the product. Brands like TGIN, Taliah Waajid, Camille Rose, and the Doux are a few brands that have soft, flexible hold options for all of my non-crunchy queens out there. That was literally just naming a few brands off the top of my head. There are several more amazing brands out there that also carry soft hold and flexible options.
I just washed the conditioner out. The conditioner was in my hair as I detangled. And now we're going to apply our styler.
If soft curls are the goal when applying your styler, make sure your hair is somewhere between wet and damp. The amount of water that your hair is already holding on to when you go to apply your styler is directly related to how your hair will actually absorb the product. Consider a sponge, for example. A dry sponge versus a wet sponge. A dry sponge initially repels water slightly due to surface tension and air trapped in its pores. Now a damp sponge already has water in its structure, reducing water surface tension and making it easier for additional water to penetrate. A dry sponge contains air in its pores, which must be displaced for water absorption. This can slow down the process. A damp sponge has less air trapped inside, allowing water to fill the remaining pores more efficiently. In conclusion, a damp sponge absorbs water better than a dry sponge because it's already primed for hydration with fewer air pockets and reduced surface tension. And if we think of our hair in terms of a sponge, hopefully you picked up what I'm laying down because I'm going to stop right there with it. Also, scrunching out or removing that excess product before the style dries, that's another technique you can use to achieve those crunchless curls. Layering products can directly affect whether or not you end up with crunchy curls. If I'm going for definition without the crunch, I'm either using a foam, a leave-in and a defining cream, a leave-in and a defining cream and a foam, combination of all three. Now we're really getting into the definition. Or a leave-in, a defining cream, and maybe a light gel, but a light gel might be pushing it. I don't have a lot of examples of light hold gels because I'm a strong hold gel girl, but there are several out there. And if we need to explore some of them, just let me know. If you're going for definition without the crunch, avoid too many heavy products at once because that's another way to walk yourself into a very crunchy situation. I've also seen quite a few ladies over here make their own flaxseed gel or like aloe-based gel at home. They make it at home, and the definition that they get from that gel that they make at their house, insane. Insane. So those are a few options for you. Do you struggle with crunchy curls? What's your go-to for soft hold products? Drop your favorites down below.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And I will see you next time. Now, personally, I prefer a wash and go with the crunch, but my favorite styler is a foam styler. When using that foam styler, I don't get a crunch. My hair is not hard, so